and welcome to another J&D review. Today we will be reviewing the DC Collectible Arkham City Batman. And as you know, the first thing I'm going to get into when reviewing this figure is the box. Batman didn't come in a box, however, if you're familiar with the DC Collectibles Batman figures. It actually comes in a card, and this is the card that they put in there with the plastic. This was the plastic. But then opening the Batman, I figured I'd just show you this. You have a nice view of the buildings that's in the Arkham City video game. You've got Wonder Tower at the top. On the back, you have a display of the figures that came in Wave 4 with Batman. You have Nightwing, Talia al Ghul, looking lovely, and you have Deadshot. And you have the Batman title, Arkham City. And I guess I can read the read-up. The read-up says, Batman Arkham City introduces Arkham City, the new maximum security home for all of Gotham City's thugs, gangsters, and insane criminal masterminds. This heavily fortified, sprawling district in the heart of Gotham City becomes the ultimate battleground between the Dark Knight and his greatest adversaries, as he untangles a web of intrigue that threatens to tear the city apart. Batman's supporting cast is transformed by this new locale into a stronger, more dangerous set of enemies and allies, and they'll push him to his limit and beyond. Nice read up. And an interesting thing, on the inside of the card, you see a nice DC Collectible Harley Quinn statue and a Titan Joker, which is actually from the previous video game called Arkham Asylum. So pick that up if you want it. But moving on into this figure, the first thing I want to talk about, of course, in this review is going to be the paint job. Now the paint looks dead on for Batman. The dark gray, however, looks more realistic as opposed to the Batman in the video game, which has a, I don't want to say light gray, but a normal gray look. The Batman, the other 6 incarnations of Batman that came before him, they held that true color, but I guess, you know, the more realistic the better. The black looked nice. It has a nice matte black color, which is pretty good. Gives you that leathery feel to it, which I like a lot. The utility belt is an interesting thing to me. It has a weathered look to it. You see that the gray is on there, makes it look used or whatever. I think that's what DC Collectibles was going for when they made this figure. So, at the end of the day, if you get this figure, you might see that gray on there because of that, I'm pretty sure. Put Batman down. Getting out of the paint and into the sculpt, Batman looks true to the video game in every way, even down to his narrow hips. He has the muscles. That looks pretty good the way that it's supposed to. The bodysuit looks awesome. It looks just the way that it does, and the cuts from the articulation helps out a lot as well. The Batman symbol looks very nice. It's not painted on like all the other Batman incarnates. This one is actually sculpted on, which is pretty good. And I like the texturing of the bodysuit. It's not that smooth texture that came on all the other Batman figures, and I pretty much think that that's awesome. The gauntlets look good. I could have sworn they were a little bigger in the game, but you know, normal's fine too. The gloves looks accurate and tactical. The shin guard on the boots looks very good. Even the shoe part looks good. However, if I do have to pick a gripe out on this figure, it will be the face. Let me stand Batman up. I don't really think that the face looked as accurate as it could have been. I mean, people are telling me left and right, no, leave the face alone. The face looks good enough. It looks just like it did off the game. But to me, I don't know. I'm more so partial to the Player's Kai face. It looks a little more spot on. This is fine. I mean, it still looks like a Batman. It still gives you that Batman impersonation or impression. But I guess I can live with that. I guess I can let that go. kind of elongated to me. Looks kind of long. But at the end of the day, there were times in the Batman video game where his neck did look a little elongated to this figure's defense, especially when he's talking to Oracle on the comm. So, I don't know. I don't think that was something that you wanted to capture in the figure, if you ask me. But at least you can tell somebody that it's realistic. You know, it was in the game. Another thing about the sculpt, I really love that, actually about the video game itself. I love how the suit actually looks very tactical, you know, which kind of messes up the cloth look to Batman in the comic books to me. You know, I'm no longer a fan of those. I like my Batman protected. You know, if Batman's going to be out in the city fighting crime and going up against criminals and thugs and monsters or what have you, you know, Batman could get shot, you know, and cloth is not going to protect him. So the suit looks a little more practical in battle to me, you know. Kudos to the bodysuit on Rocksteady and DC and everybody that made the video game. Very realistic Batman. But moving out of the sculpt and into the articulation, starting from the head is on a ball jointed hinge, and it looks this far up, which really isn't that far, and this far down. It can 360. I like how tall the ears are, very accurate. Pretty good. The arms, moving down to the arms, stretching the arms as far as I can without breaking it, goes about that far out. Swivel at the shoulder. Single joint hinge, thanks to his bicep, kind of hinders his arm going up, but it's fine, it's Batman, you know, he has muscles. Swivel in the hand. It doesn't have a hinge that makes it rock back and forth. I would like to have seen that, but what are you going to do? The solar plexus can move just a little bit. You got a swivel in it as well, which is weird to me. I figured they would put it in the torso where it belongs, but at least you have it. Nice ab crunch. Nice and tight. The belt doesn't get in the way too much because it's a floaty rubber piece. So, that's pretty good. On the bottom of the belt, though, is a different story. It does kind of hinder the legs a bit. The legs can go that far. That's about as far as you're going to get it. And outward, you're going to get it about that much. And that's really straining the figure. No swivel, but the knees are double hinged. You know, finally some double hingedness going on there. Bring that back down. You got a swivel on the boot. Pretty good. You don't have a pivot in the foot, which I would have loved to have seen. Instead, you have a hinge that makes the foot go this far down and this far up. And with that, that'll be the articulation on this Batman, which is still superior to the other ones because they come with those 1995 joints where the feet just go up and down, and the arms do go like this, but that's about all you get. You don't even get an ab crunch. However, moving into the accessories, Batman only comes with one accessories. I'm pretty sure you can guess what it is. No, it's not the explosive gel canister he had. And no, it's not his electric pulse gun. He comes with his trademark batarang. It doesn't close in or whatever. It stays like this, which a lot of people cry about, but at the end of the day, really, you're going to display it closed. The nice sculpt on it have the holes that he did in the video game, if I can get that to zoom. Let me move my hand out of the way. Well, it's not going to zoom for me today, it would seem, but still, nice sculpt on it. No paint on the back, just straight black. Now, if you put it in Batman's hand the wrong way, it's going to fall out for you. So what you're going to want to do is wedge the wing part in between the thumb and the index finger. And he'll hold it for you. Just like that. You know, it'll still fall if you shake them excessively. If you want to do the shake test, it will fall out, just so you know. But Batman can still hold it. And you can hold it from a number of angles. You know, like he's going to throw the batarang at a criminal who's trying to rob Mark Batarang. Oh, look at that! There's a hinge, a swivel, in the foot. Almost forgot an articulation there. Good thing I was playing around with the figure, right? But however, that will be the end of the Batman review. Now, as you might have guessed, I'm definitely going to recommend you to get this Batman over all the other ones. Even the Players Kai. When the Players Kai brand came out with the Batman and it's priced at around $60, but really if you go with this one, you get around about the same amount of articulation. With that being said, this has been a JND review. This is the J, signing out.